Hi, everybody. It's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology, and today I'm here to talk about the kite that we have, the astrological kite that we have for the next few days. So, the kite is an indicator that something can fly or we can fly. But remember, when you're going to fly a kite, right? It's funny because today it's really, really windy, and my allergies are I usually don't have them, but I feel very kind of congested and everything like that and watery eyes. But the kite means that we need air, right? We need air to fly the kite. So we do have an air trine here as well today, right? We have a grand trine because we have these three trines. Now, the trines are to make something more easier. There's a flow added, and it's usually favorable, but not that's not a guarantee. But it does make things easier to happen because they are usually in the same element. We have the air element. We also have the sextiles here, and that's what a kite is. It is two sextiles and a grand trine, which is three trines, and we have the opposition here as well, and forming that kite. Now, the sextiles they can be an opportunity for us, but we have to engage in them. Yeah, we have to kind of be willing. And that's what the kite, I was saying, we need air to fly the kite. So there's something we have to be willing to do today and over the next few days. We also have, if we look down here on the same day, I don't have the planets isolated, but you can see this grand cross. It's also called a grand square. And that is today at 1:21 p.m. here on the West Coast in the States. So please check for your own time because over the next few days, you may really be feeling these energies, right? The grand square is for today, and that is creating tension. That's what it's doing. Squares want us to kind of adjust, make an adjustment, but there's some type of tension, although the kite is there as well. I find that fascinating, excuse me. Now, we have with the square, we still have the trine here with Uranus and Pluto. But in this square, this grand square, it's asking us to have self-awareness. That's really what it's doing. And Venus is here in Gemini today, but it's leaving Gemini like tomorrow. It's going to be leaving. I have it in my notes, but I'm not either tomorrow or the next day. But the point about Venus is that it's at the 29th degree. It wants to leave, but it wants us to do something first. It's the anaretic degree is the powerful degree. It's saying, hey, I'm leaving now, and I need to finish something up, or really you guys do, or the collective. You need to finish something up. Now, Venus doesn't really like to be in Gemini, but Venus in Gemini is really about, it's about creating harmony with, with our thoughts. It can be with what we're thinking about, but it can also be like, the way we communicate to others. Be kind and things like that. So we have it with the right here. It's in a sextile to Mars, and Venus and Mars are both they're opposite signs, or they're opposite planets really. And Mars is in its own sign. So there's something kind of sensual or feminine going on there. But it is the same thing. There's a power here that we can do with this sextile. So Venus wants to, create harmony and, there's love there and also well-being and stability. And Mars wants something new. So we have Mars making that sextile. So we can make something new here. It can be about love. It can. But there is some tension going on today, and it can simply be about the way we communicate with others. All right. The moon is also today on the 18th. The moon is also conjunct or conjoining Venus. And so this is emotional. This is something emotional right here that is going on with Venus. So that's interesting right there. And the moon in Gemini it's can be like we're kind of a little bit deep here, maybe about our thoughts, right? Maybe a little bit emotional about our thoughts. The moon doesn't really like to be in Gemini that much. The moon is ruled by Cancer, the moon rules Cancer, and it's about our feelings and our nurturing. And Gemini is concerned with the cerebral or what we're thinking about or, talking about and things like that. It's more the mind rather than the heart or the emotional mind, right? So there we have something going on there. The tension will be here with Uranus and in Gemini, and this is change. And right, Uranus in Gemini is changing the way we're thinking, but there's some type of tension there. The kite now, let's go back to the kite, and here is the kite. I'd rather look at that kite. It's much nicer, right? But we have the kite from Uranus. Here's the sextile, and we have it from Mercury right here and Uranus. Mercury is, ruled by Gemini, and it's here. It is about our thinking and our communication, our thoughts, right? And it's here with Uranus making the sextile to Neptune. So today it is saying basically, if we are aware, because the square wants us to be aware as well, that grand square. So putting tension on us to do that. But if we are aware today, we can see something. We can see something else about ourselves. These planets, Neptune and Vesta, are both in Aries, right? So if you're in Aries, you're likely feeling this Aries sun, moon, or rising. But this here, this kite, we're able to do something here, something new. Aries wants something new. It's ruled by Mars, and Mars is in its own sign. So, here we are trying to, as long as there is understanding here, and or awareness, Uranus is adding the spiritual dimension to these ideas or whatever we're thinking about, all right? But we can fly here if we are aware. We also have it to Pluto here, and Pluto is awareness as well. It's transformation. It's seeing beneath the veil, or seeing, these deep psychological kind of issues or themes, right? And there is Pluto. It's in, the future-oriented Aquarius, also related to, the social element, right? Aquarius can rule groups of people and friends. So we have that going on. And Neptune and Vesta both. Vesta wants us to have harmony and balance, and it wants us to quietly devote ourselves to something. So now we have the trine from Mercury and Uranus over to Pluto here. And again, this is a lot of awareness here, especially about our thoughts, because Mercury is, in its own sign, which is the mind, and, our thinking and our communication, over to Pluto. It's asking us to kind of, uh, be socially aware as well. That's what that is asking us to do. There's some type of change here. It's asking us, the kite is saying, if you're able to kind of change, or you're able to understand, adjust, I would say, if you're able to adjust, you're going to be able to make it a so much easier day, an easier day for you, right? And here we have Neptune as well. Neptune is your intuition. So that is part of the kite here. Um, yeah, and then we have Uranus and Mercury making the trine down to Libra. Libra is about our, how we create harmony. It's about partnerships and things like that. So we have that trine there. And the thinking here, with Uranus and Mercury there, the thinking is about making harmony, or it's about, it's supporting our relationships right there with that trine. And then we have the trine from the IC to Pluto. So the IC is at the apex of the kite. And so this is very important. And this is how we are rooted, right? The IC is our roots, our emotional foundation. It can be, related to family, those type of roots. But this kite is helping us to be more rooted and more grounded, as long as we are aware, because we have Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus, which all speak to the spiritual dimension. All right. So tomorrow is the 19th, and we pretty much have the same thing here going on. Now, this is at 9:50 a.m. tomorrow. That's when the kite is most visible. So there can be something definitely going on in the morning, because I have the 9:50 a.m. for today as well. And then on the 20th, I see the kite more easily at 12:53 p.m. here on the West Coast. And in this kite, we have the moon actually sextiling the sun. So that's highly interesting right there, because it is telling us that We can create opportunities for ourselves, or, if we engage, right? If we are able to see the emotional and the kind of the masculine and the feminine side, both sides, right? The divine feminine and the divine masculine, if we're able to see that, if we are able to have see the meaning in something, here's Jupiter. Jupiter is in Cancer. The moon is in its own sign, so this is very strong. If we are able to see the meaning in something, right? Because the sun is part of it. The sun wants us to see things. And uh, here is Uranus, not Uranus, yes, Uranus and Mercury, and they are making the trine, not the trine, the sextile to Neptune and Vesta once again. So it's kind of moved around a little bit. Um, but again, the moon is now involved and the sun. And so it's beautiful, really, but is asking us to see something. On the 20th, it may be easier to see that with the sun and the moon in a sextile, to see what has kind of transpired over the past few days. So I hope you've enjoyed my content. And I would say that most people who are going to be kind of, you know, feeling this rather is, let's go back to the screen here. Oh, here it is. I don't know why that's showing up there. Okay, so here we are, and I would say the most are going to be Gemini and Aries. Also, Taurus is going to be affected, Cancer, and we also have Scorpio here, and that is on the 20th. So, yeah, it's pretty much the same, and Libra will also be a part of this. So, these are the signs that are being Aquarius as well, that are being most affected with the kite. So, thank you so much for joining me here. If you've enjoyed my content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the little bell, and you'll be notified of my next upload. Thanks so much, you guys, for joining me. And if you'd like a reading with me, check out the description box. My website is there. And I'll see you in the next one.